Hello, everyone. I'm here with Ivan. My name is André Veríssimo, and we are going to present our work on the apps on November's App Sprint. We worked um, with Europeana, a database for artwork throughout Europe. The goal of Europeana is to raise awareness of culture and cultural heritage in Europe. This project from the European Commission has seen a new package being added by our own Alexandros. He developed a EuropeanaR package to access the API. And our work during this week on the App Sprint was to create a dashboard and focused on the theme of art exploration. So the main idea of the application and of this dashboard is to visualize how artwork spread over Europe. For that, we created a search engine. This search is based on the artists, so we can look for Jackson Pollock, René Magritte, Pablo Picasso, and so on, to figure out where the artworks are, how the artwork is spread across Europe. For that, we are using a map and a way to visualize the artwork itself. The design ideas are very simplistic, so it is easy to work on this application from a styling point of view, as it uses art, and art is always beautiful to watch. So we focused on that. It has like a search box, a map with a geographical location of the museums, a list of museums that is clickable, so we can see the art on those museums, just as we were doing a virtual tour of the museums. The map itself will show, as I've said, the density of artwork per country. We can hover over the country and see how many artworks there are from that artist, and spread on how many museums. This was implemented in Leaflet, and it uses a simplified polygons, just instead of simplified polygons, so it is very lightweight and fast to load. There are no actions available for the user on the map. For that, he will click on the list of museums. And fortunately, there are the data of Europeana does not have GPS location for the museums. So it's not, so as of now, it's not possible to pinpoint those on the map. This is something that can be done in future work by offline processing of the data and using the name of the museums to figure out what their actual locations.
Okay. Let me focus on the, sorry about that. Let me focus on the museum list. So we present to the user the list of museums where the particular artworks are presented. So user can easily click on the museum and see the artworks presented in the issue of museum. So for example, if user clicks on the Israel Museum, you can just check some artworks. It was made by the Shiny inputs, the list of the Shiny inputs, and we can just observe the clicks using the some JS code. Okay, now I'm going to talk more about the API and the package made by Alexandros. Regarding the API of Europeana, the one issue that we had is the lack of the methods for retrieval the statistical data, and we were not able actually to access the whole amount of the data, and it forced us to use different optimization techniques. For example, query can be time consuming, and we want to avoid the blocking the main session. So we decided to use promises and future to call the API. So another user can easily perform the query while another user is also doing the same. Yeah. Also, we used different filters and tricks to minimize the query time. For example, we are trying to minimize the query time by increasing the we're decreasing the time of the query by increasing the amount of the data per each query. API returns quite noisy data, and we need to filter many columns, like information about the creator, the year. Sometimes data consists some URLs that need to be filtered out. So we did a lot of the work regarding the data processing and filtering of the data. Regarding the package made by Alexandros, it was very useful for us because we can easily replicate the Europeana API and use all needed features for us. For example, Europeana tidy cursor search from the EuropeanaR was used because there was a need of gathering all data for specific search, and we can easily use this function that can gather this data for us, and then we can just use it. Also, if we found something in the API description, we can easily use this parameter by specifying it in the any call with EuropeanaR. So it was very helpful package for us. Okay, what was new and difficult for me? It's working on the museum list. I needed to recall all of my knowledge of CSS, HTML that should have been applied, but all the team helped me with this, and I was able to ask André for some help, and so it was done successfully. It took some time to understand all of the CI processes plus our environment, but it was very interesting and helpful.
On my part, it took some time to get the initial search and map prototype going, as I was a bit rusty on Shiny and had to get reacquainted with it. It didn't also help to focus too much on some small details, some in terms of CSS and the look of the application, as well as some of the styling guidelines. Something new was working with Rhino. It is a very awesome framework, and it's really good, easy to use. We enjoyed particularly working with the new styling guidelines, as we were a guinea pig for this project. So that is something completely new. So now I'm gonna work to show a demo of of our dashboard, and we'll start by connecting to Epsilon Europeana. So the initial screen is a call to action. So it's only available action is to search. We start by introducing an artist, so Jackson Pollock, and the dashboard calls the Europeana API to get the results. You can see that there are 6 artworks in United Kingdom, 1 in Germany, and 14 in Netherlands, spread across 2 museums. To have a visual tour of those museums, of the artwork present of those museums by Jackson Pollock, we can click on the museum itself, and voila, it shows. It gives the name and a link to Europeana. If we look for some other artists, just like Magritte, it searches again and it has fewer results spread across 3 museums. We'll click on the Israel Museum and check out the artworks over there. To get some additional information, we go over to the Europeana website through that link, and it shows some more some metadata and some other information. So this is the end of the demo. Thank you for your attention. Both me and Ivan will like to thank David for the guidance on during the project, Alexandros and Pedro for the technical inputs, and everyone at Epsilon for welcoming us during this first month and in our career here in Epsilon. So thank you very much.